discrete math tutorial. Let's go ahead and continue on with our propositional logic example. In this example, I feel like we just need to continue on with doing a few more truth tables. So let's go ahead and do a couple more complicated ones. So in this one, construct a truth table for P if and only if Q, or not Q if and only if R. So let's go ahead and write our expressions in here. P, Q, R. So we'll need true, 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 false, 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 false. Q is true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. R is true, false, true, false, true, false, true, and false. So now the way I look at this, I see a not Q right here. So let's go ahead and do a not Q by itself. We'll basically just copy the opposite of this. So that would be false, false, true, true, false, false, true, and true. The next one, I'll start working from the left and go to the right. P if and only if Q. Basically P if and only if Q states that P implies Q has to be true and Q implies P also has to be true. So P if and only if Q. So the only time that this can be true is if they're both true or they're both false. If P is true and Q is true, true implies true is true, and true implies true from the other side is also true. So that can be true, that can be true. That's false because we have two different truth values. That's false, that's false, that's false, false and false. False implies false is true. Flip it around. False implies false is true again. So that's true, and that's true. Next one, let's look at this expression, not Q if and only if R. Not Q if and only if R. Not Q is false and true, so that's false. That's true because we have two false. That's true because we have two trues. That's false, false, true, true, and false. So then the last one to do, P if and only if Q, or not Q if and only if R. So now we're going to be using this or symbol between these two columns. True or false, that's true. True or true is true. Remember, this is a disjunctive or. True or false is true. False or false is false. False or false is false. False or true is true. True or true is true. And true or false is true. Let's take a look at another example. Not P if and only if, not Q if and only if, basically this expression right here, Q if and only if R. So again, we have three different variables, P, Q, and R. And then we have not P, not Q, not P if and only if, not Q, Q if and only if R, and not P if and only if, not Q, if and only if, Q if and only if R. Wow. Alright, so let's take a look at this. True, 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 true. False, 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 false. True, true, false, false, true, true, false, false, and true, false, true, false, true, false, true, and false. Not P, the opposite of P. So false, 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 true, 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 true. Not Q is false, false, true, true, false, false, true, and true. Not P if and only if, not Q. Well, don't let this confuse you, since we spread this apart. Not P is false, not Q is false. False if and only if false is true. Same thing for this one. And this one has opposite symbols. So this is false, 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 true, and true. Q if and only if R. Now we're looking at these two columns. True if and only if true is true. False, false, false if and only if false is true. Then followed by true, followed by false, followed by false, and the last one is true. So now we have this expression in this column, and this one in this column. So if you wanted to, you could let this column equal to X and this column equal to Y, and then it just becomes x if and only if y. So basically you put these variables within x to, just for clarification for yourself, just to show you guys that if you really do it thoroughly, it's really a no-brainer, and this is very simple stuff. So x if and only if y, or this expression if and only if this expression. So again, we're just looking at these two columns. So true if and only if true is true. It's false. This is true. This is false. This is false. It's true, false, and true. And we're done. Done with this tutorial. Make sure to subscribe for more discrete math tutorials.